This is the Beyond the Prophy podcast, the podcast that empowers you and inspires you to seek career excellence while pursuing your passion. And I'm your host, Jasmin Haley. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Prophy podcast. I am enjoying the feedback that I'm receiving so far from the episodes, and I'm excited to be able to provide episode 6, which is entitled Know Your Value. And the special guest is Eurika Peebles. We were located at RDH on the One Roof Conference, and Eurika and I met in 2016 at the Podium Power Speaker Development course that I took along with her and many other colleagues. And what I have enjoyed most from watching her journey is seeing her fearlessness. But most importantly, many of the things that she brought out in this interview, the theme that resonates within her personal professional journey is know your value. And I take that statement as twofold. Know your value as a person, as an individual, separate from your professional career. I have learned within these past, I would say 4 years after my mother's passing, how important it is to know your value personally, that you are enough and that you have all of the potential and all of the capabilities to live a fulfilling and happy life. And the person that you are is one that is steadily growing, and it's okay to be on a journey of the unknown personally and to get better at whatever it is that you want to get better at, if that is living with more presence, if that is having more gratitude, whatever the case may be, and whatever circumstances or challenges that you have dealt with in your life personally, they don't define who you are. So know your value, know what's important to you, and hold tight to that. And regardless of what challenges may come your way, make sure that that person remains intact. And if you find a situation where the person who you are that shapes your values, your beliefs, and what's important to you is threatened, then you either remove yourself from that situation or you remove those persons from your life. The second thing that I got from Eurika's her personal journey is to know your value professionally as well. So one of the things that I liked about Eurika's interview was her evolution of knowing her value as a professional and what she needed to learn. And I appreciated her honesty with that. I love the fact that you kind of hear what her original thoughts were, and then as she progressed in her knowledge and getting more involved in the profession, she saw the value of herself professionally. And that was used to fuel what she's done outside and within the operatory. And then she's also used it to help support other initiatives outside of dentistry, because Eurika understands and she knows her value. She knows what's important to her, and then what she does with that energy is she gives back in ways that speaks to her. And so I love this episode. I love talking to Eurika, seeing her and talking about some of the challenging things that she's dealt with, such as PTSD in her personal life, and how her circumstances have motivated her to have the courage to live a fearless life personally, but also professionally. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Make sure that you like this podcast on Apple iTunes or Apple Podcasts, or Google Play, and please leave a review. When you leave a review for the podcast, it helps others to find the podcast. It also helps me to make the changes that I need to make to bring you the best content. You can find the website at www.beyondtheprophy.com, and I'm currently working on the 2018 CE events, and I can't wait to see some of you there. They're going to be amazing. You're going to feel empowered, and it's going to empower you not just to have a great career, but also to provide the best patient-centered care. So enjoy this show, and I will see you next time. Bye. All right, so welcome to another episode of Think Beyond the Prophy. I am on site at the RDH Under One Roof conference. I am debuting Think Beyond the Prophy podcast. I've decided to do this because I felt that many people weren't reading the blog profiles, and sometimes having a short communication, whether it's 15-20 minutes, can incite and inspire others. And so I actually have an amazing hygienist here who I met last year. I'm so excited to have her here. She's so awesome, and I think by getting a chance to learn a little bit about her, you too can be motivated in your career. So thank you so much, Eurika.
Hello. Thank you. I feel so special. I really do.
I feel special. That's really willing to have this conversation with me.
I feel special. Okay. And I'm a little nervous. I don't know why, but.
You know what? Everyone feels that way, but we're just going to have an authentic conversation.
Okay.
So
okay.
I know quite a bit about you, but I'll be asking some questions that, our listeners don't know.
Okay.
So tell me, how did you get into dental hygiene? Well, first, I just want to say how we met. So we went to Podium Power. Last year, April 2016.
Yep.
And we were looking to enhance ourselves in the speaking world because we are looking to think beyond the prophy outside of the op.
Absolutely.
So I do want to really emphasize that thinking beyond the prophy is not just out of the op. It's just really seeking career excellence, whether you're in clinical, academia, research, wherever you are. Mm-hmm. But you've done so much in your career that I think is such a huge inspiration to
and I'm not done. It's crazy, too.
Oh, okay. Just getting started.
Still one more. One more.
All right, so tell me, how did you get into dental hygiene?
Okay, I got into dental hygiene at first, I served in the Air Force for 8 years. Once I got out of the Air Force, I went to school and got a degree in travel and tourism. I'm going to give you the real quick version. And 9/11 happened, so after 9/11, the travel industry kind of just went, bleh, So I said, what can I get into that if something like this was to happen, it wouldn't affect, the industry like that, like it did with the travel. So I'm talking with my best friend. My best friend said, "You thought about dentistry?" Because I was like, I didn't want to be I didn't want to go into nursing. I didn't want to work in a hospital. I didn't want to do 12-hour shifts. Did not want to work on the weekends. So I became a dental assistant. And then my first job as a dental assistant was assisting a hygienist. So the way I saw it was, I said, wait a minute. I was like, I do everything. All you do is just come in and scale some teeth a little bit. You don't do nothing. How much money you make? so she told me, and I was like, okay, so wait a minute. So I started thinking, I was like, well, if I go to hygiene school, I can come out making money. I can come out making more money than an assistant at 20 years. You know what I mean? So it just made sense to me. At that time, it was about money.
Yeah.
When I got into school, I realized it wasn't just scaling. Exactly. It was more in depth than that, right? Exactly. And then I just loved it from there on. I was like, oh, we're really somebody.
Yeah.
Like, we're really special. Yeah. Like, we really do some big things here. So that's how I got into it.
We do, and we're way more valuable than we realize.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we have to be reminded of that also.
Yes. Yeah. So that's how I got in.
That's awesome. So for listeners that don't know, Eurika has done I mean, the fact that we're only talking for 15 minutes, I feel like it's not even enough time to really talk about all that you've done.
Yeah.
But
kind of give the listeners a taste of a little bit. Like,
Okay.
So I know that you've taught dental assistants.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit more about getting involved in that. How did you get involved with doing that?
Shortly after I got my bachelor's, the opportunity came to me from a colleague of mine that was actually, I worked with her. She was a hygienist when I was an assistant working for a periodontist, and she and I became close. So she came to my graduation, and she was actually teaching. And she brought it to me. She said, look, I'm leaving. I'm ready to go back into the op. She said, I miss it. I need to go back into the op. She was like, would you mind if I recommend you? I think you would be awesome to teach. I was like, yeah, because I knew I didn't want to go back into the op, and that's why I went back to school to get my bachelor's. So that's how I got into it. And when I got into it, I loved it because I loved how I could have a huge impact on these and help mold these assistants. You know what I mean? So, and where I was teaching that, it was an area where there were some students that were a little challenging. Have you seen the movie Lean on Me? It's kind of one of those type of, so I had to go in like Joe Clark with the baseball bat. Right. So they went, but it was I can get on their level and I can work with them. I can talk to them. I can, get them to listen, and it was, I loved it. I loved it. I really did. But then that ended because the institution I was teaching at closed down.
Okay.
So then I haven't found anything since that as far as teaching.
Okay.
Then I did teach online for a little bit with that company, but I didn't like it.
Okay.
I like that
one-on-one interaction.
Yes, I like that classroom one-on-one interaction.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So tell me. So you've done that, and that's almost forcing you to kind of evolve in what you're doing now. So after doing that, what are you working on right now? Right now,
what I'm working on, right now I'm still in the working with the private practice for like 3 days a week. I also work with a company called Tooth Fairy, which is a mobile dental service where I go to nursing homes to clean the elderly's teeth for people that cannot get to the dental office. That's where I go. It could be even nursing homes, and it could be group homes, places like that. Like,
wow.
Patients like children that have, mental issues, mentally disabled. So places like that, that's where I go to. And it could be in the awkwardest spots where I clean their teeth. Like, I went last week and I cleaned the lady's teeth. I went to a nursing home, and they have a beauty salon inside of the nursing home. So she was actually just sitting in a salon chair, and I had to work my way.
Wow.
Right. But
so you actually carry your own equipment when you go?
I have the own equipment. I have a portable suction.
Wow.
Right.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So how did you find that position?
You know what? I've heard it when I used to temp. I heard of these mobile places. And you know what? I don't even know how I came across this place. I don't remember. It may have been on Indeed or something like that where they were looking.
Okay.
I think that's how I found it, because that's how I find most jobs anyways. It comes across my email, Indeed. But I love it. I do that once a month, and I did that because that's my way of giving back.
Right.
Doing something like that. I can do it once a month.
And that keeps your passion.
Yes. Yes.
That keeps your passion. That keeps that momentum that you need. Because I think that if you stick to just a 9 to 5 and you're just doing clinical, you'll lose that momentum, and then you'll feel like, oh, I feel stuck in a rut.
Even in that, as well as I really have a soft spot for the elderlies, and I do not like how they get neglected in these places. Like, a lot of times the aides won't do what they're supposed to do, because I've had plenty of patients that I've seen in the offices I worked at where they just are not taking care of them. And so that's a huge thing for me. When I found out that people are doing mobile dentistry, I was like, that's awesome. I was like, I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of that. And so that's why I say I will dedicate one day a month to go and see these people.
That's great.
So I'm doing that. And then I own my own business. I did open up a hair salon.
Yes.
And I do not do hair. Do you hear me? I repeat, I do not do hair. I love hair. Anybody that knows me knows I love a fabulous hairdo, but I don't do hair. I don't. But the opportunity came about, and someone named Jasmin inspired me. Said, you just have to go out there and do it. It's easy. Just go do it. And I just, I'm going to go ahead and get my LLC and just get into getting my own type of business. And that was the opportunity that came up that I was like, I can't pass this up.
Yeah.
There's so much more I can do with that, too. Like, free hair, back to school, free haircuts, you know?
Yeah.
Another thing that I'm trying to do with that once everything I get it going really, really good, is I want to at least once a month dedicate doing a hairdo for women that are in domestic situations or getting out of prison. And I'm going to team up with where I'm at. We have this company called Dress for Success. Sorry.
And they need to get work. Right?
Right. So they go to Dress for Success to get the outfits, to go to, their clothes, to go to the interviews.
Right.
And then I'll have them send them to me to do their hair, to go do their interviews.
Wonderful.
Right.
Wow.
To have one of my stylists do their hair.
So you are the first hygienist I've ever met that actually owns a hair salon. I mean, well, not just hair salon,
right,
but just another type of industry that deals with self-care,
right,
and taking care of ourselves. And most women, I mean, come on, who doesn't love that?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I want to get a nice break away from the kids,
I
go get my hair done.
There you go.
I get my hair
or
done.
Your nails, or
Yes.
your pedicure, manicure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love
it's all
that.
about taking care of yourself, and that's part of it. Taking care of yourself is your mouth, taking care of your oral care.
Yes.
Hair. It makes us feel good.
Yeah.
Right? And then you know the feeling when someone comes into the dental office and we give them a whole different smile, a whole new smile, and how that feels that you actually are turned into a perio patient, turn an active perio patient into a healthy patient.
We're watching Christy right now tear up this.
Yeah, I know how to do that.
For focal.
But you're doing it the wrong way. Hold on. Wait a minute. There we go.
Okay, wow. All right, so Eurika, tell me,
yes.
how are you able to think beyond the prophy? Like, what helps you to think beyond the prophy?
Well,
is it something innate within you that you feel that you're always going to want to excel? Is there a certain example or anything like that kind of helped you?
It is that I always want to excel, but I think the one thing that a lot of people don't know that I am going to work on trying to get the word out is that PTSD. That's what drives me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that until I started seeing a psychologist, a therapist, mm-hmm. and she actually told me that that's why I do what I do. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I strive to do one thing, then go for another project, then go do another project, because I don't want to sit down and get into my head and get into those thoughts. I don't want to go in that place that gets me sad in a depressed state. You know what I mean? So that's actually and that's a weird motivator, but that's my motivator, and I think that's why I'm always trying to excel and do something
right.
good. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to move to the next level, mm-hmm. and I'm hard on myself too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just, I think that's my motivator, and then it's worked for me, I guess. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing good things from it. So.
Right.
But yeah, and so that, I think that's what I really want to, because when you find out you have PTSD, that's something that's embarrassing to me. That's something that
definitely
you're ashamed of.
That's definitely that's your shame, because I feel that what you have done, you have served our country.
Right.
And so yours is associated with the sacrifice that you made. Mm-hmm. So I think that's something. When I hear your story, I certainly don't feel that way.
Right.
You know?
But it's just me and how I grew up in my culture is things like that. You don't want to appear weak. You don't exactly.
That's what it is.
Bingo. You hit the nail on the head, and that's exactly it.
Well, there's a stigma just in the black community.
Yep.
With mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
Or anything. And I hate to use illness.
But
because I feel like it's so much people who have dealt with those struggles like that.
Right.
There's a huge stigma.
Absolutely.
There's a huge stigma with that.
Absolutely.
And I think that's probably where that narrative is coming from.
Absolutely. And that's what I learned. I've learned so much. I've learned so much.
Yeah.
And I think I'm ready to, and I think it's going to be therapeutic for me to go out and talk about it.
Yes.
And then talk about, as far as in our industry, dental industry, about how do you deal with a patient that has PTSD?
Yes.
How do you deal with it? Do you know?
I can't wait. No.
Exactly.
I know. No, I'll be front row.
Right.
You tell me where it's going to happen.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so, PTSD can be from any type of traumatic experience. My situation was a sexual harassment, a sexual traumatic experience, along with like my squadron got bombed. There was a bombing that happened. So it's kind of both things. So that's what. And I didn't know that it affected me. I just, like you said, we take it and we just push it. We take it and push it down. We just don't put it in the back of our head and don't think about it.
Exactly.
But,
well, we can't. I wish we had longer
to
talk, because I feel like it's just a tip of the iceberg, everything that you're doing. But listen, as long as we know each other, we can always do this.
Absolutely. Girl,
as long as you got something going on, we'll have you again. So I do have one question. This is the last question.
Yes.
What's the best career advice you've gotten so far? What can you share with our listeners?
The best career advice?
Yes.
That I've gotten? I think it's why. I mean, if you want to do something, what are you waiting on?
Okay.
Like, why not? Why not just do it? Why not do it?
So take action.
Take action. Absolutely.
Take action.
Right. If I want to go to I was one of those people.
Yeah.
You want to do something else besides being in the op. Okay. What are you doing about it? Just do it.
Yeah.
Be like Nike and just do it. Right.
I love it. Now, I don't appreciate you sharing Nike because I might get no
okay, yeah, sorry.
Hashtag
just do it. That's how you do it now. Hashtag. You hashtag it. Everything's hashtag.
Okay, so where can listeners find you if they want to get in contact with you?
I'm on Facebook.
Yeah.
Eurika Peebles. I'm on Instagram. My salon is actually on Instagram if you want to see
What's the name of
Godiva's Hair Boutique. I have pictures on there showing how I took my total renovation. Because when you go on there and you see the pictures, you'll be like, wow. It went from an ugly duckling to a beautiful swan.
Wow.
Yes. So have you seen the pictures though?
I think it's like
brown
leather.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have.
Yes.
I have.
Yeah.
But I saw the after. I don't think I saw
so I'm gonna have
the before.
You'll have to see the before because you're gonna be like, wow.
Okay.
I'm talking about molded floors. I had to dig all that up.
Wow. So do you get your hair done there?
No.
Okay.
I still go to my stylist that's been doing my hair for over 10 years.
I love
it.
I love it. Oh, boutique, yes.
Right. So yeah, no, she does my hair, but she actually helps me manage my salon.
Okay. Well, that's great.
Right.
That's great. I feel like I'm cheating on someone when I go to a new stylist. I have my one for years.
Right.
I don't like to go to anybody different.
Right.
Because I feel like if they catch me somewhere else, we're going to have problems. So
right, they're going to give you the evil out.
Right.
And then when she get her hands in your hair, she going to mess something up. Oops. That's for leaving me and going somewhere else. That's from
I've had mine for years. I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah, me too.
I don't care where she goes. I can move to another city. I'm coming to her.
But guess what, though? Isn't that how patients do it, hygienists?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
They want to come to the same one. They don't want to come. They come and see this a new hygienist. Where's Jasmin at?
Yep, exactly.
I'll reschedule.
Right.
Exactly. Right.
That is so true. That is so true. But anyway, it's so great having you on the podcast.
Thank
you so much.
It's my first podcast, Eurika.
Yay! So we'll be posting it several months. I'm not even sure whether I'm gonna do it like every 2 weeks or monthly.
Okay.
It's something new,
right?
Because I do the Think Beyond the Prophy profile, and I kind of just want something focused outside of just being a mom.
Got
on
you.
some of the stuff that I'm really passionate about.
Right.
So, thank you so much.
Congratulations, though. I'm proud of you too. You're doing so much. You're doing good things. Good things.
Thank you. All right.
Bye bye.